Hello, Chris. It has been quite a struggle to coordinate a time because of power outages from your end. That was very unfortunate, and some other
It
issues from
was
my end as well. So finally, we're doing this interview. How are
finally.
you?
I'm well, thank you. And how are you?
Good as well. Okay, so could you give an
Great.
introduction about yourself? What do you do? Where you're from, if you don't mind revealing as well?
Sure, sure. Okay, so I'm Chris Kutsia, currently 23. I stay in the middle of nowhere in a town called Yankim, but on a farm. I've been here basically all my life, um, trying to be a farmer. That didn't really work out until recently. I inherited half of this farm. And now I'm running everything here. I have to make sure that the crops and the pecan trees are in mint condition because as soon as it's in season, I have to export them out to local farmers.
Hmm.
And then in between, I have a side hustle where I sell health innovations.
Hmm.
And the real world has really taught me how to up my sales and my people skills with the side hustle that I'm doing. I also work at a spares place for automobiles, and I used to be in the top 10, number 7. And since joining the real world, my sales has raised with 3%, and I'm now in the top 3, and things are going great. I'm really, really starting to see money coming in more and more every week.
Hmm.
The real world has really helped me, not just with my sales, but with my people skills, with my confidence, with every little aspect in my life that I've been struggling with. Um, it's really been keeping me motivated, and I'm thankful for that.
Interesting. Okay, so quite a unique story that we'll get into here. Is a unique perspective from your end. Once we delve deeper,
Yeah,
first thing I want to know is how did you discover the real world, considering your situation, as you say, in the middle of nowhere, living
yeah,
on a
being here in
farm?
the
Yeah,
middle of
how did you
nowhere,
come
it's
across?
not that
How did you
easy.
come across it?
Um, well, about 6 months ago, I was staying in the city in Johannesburg. Uh, I lived there for like 2 years. So on the internet, obviously Instagram, Facebook, saw some reels because I've always followed Andrew Tate's story, and the more and more it began to come out, and then the real world started, and I was like, I need to join this.
Hmm.
But I was a little down in the dumps back then, so I couldn't really afford it. And after moving back to the farm, I was like, okay, I'm going to start doing something to actually just earn that bit of money so that I can join. So that's when I started the health innovation thing. Um, and it helped me a little bit, like just a small bit, just to be able to uh, afford the courses monthly.
Hmm.
And now the side hustle is really blowing up, especially after I've done the lessons in freelancing and all those other things as well, like the side hustle course. Um, it's been going really well. So that's how I discovered the real world.
Hmm.
It was on the internet, yes.
Right. So you said Tate has had quite an impact on you then. What was it
Always,
about him
since the
that
beginning.
drew you to him?
You know, if we're getting a little deeper here now, I'm extremely spiritually connected, right? So when I first saw Tate, I don't know, I just felt this connection like in here, like this guy is real, like
Hmm.
a real G. And I just always knew, like, even with Tristan, they're great people. Like, they've really inspired me to be the person that I am today. I mean,
Hmm.
1 year ago, old me would be like so shocked to see the person that I am now. And it's all thanks to them. They've really helped me. They've inspired me,
Hmm.
and I just yeah, they're amazing people.
All right. When you say real, do you mean genuine or a different kind of real?
It's a different kind of real, like like I said, it's really deep. It's this just this feeling I get inside, like that person is like
Hmm.
a light in this dark world.
Yep.
He's one of the people. Even with Tristan, they've been chosen to change millions of people's lives.
Hmm.
It's been like that since the beginning of even before they were here.
Hmm.
Physically. So they're very influential people, and I'm just happy to see that money and fame and everything didn't really go to their heads like all
Hmm.
the other people out there. I mean, most of the people become greedy and they're just so real, and they help others, they help homeless kids, they inspire men to become men like we're
Hmm.
supposed to be, the strong, not these, what I'm
Hmm.
talking about when I say these men, the little
All right.
sissy boys. So I look up to them. I really look up to them. I always have. It's just always been there.
All right. So from the way you talk about them, again, seems like you've had quite a past, quite a rough past, and you're saying they helped you through it. Does that have to do with as well why you inherited the farm? As in, is there anything related to past with that, or is it
Yes,
uncorrelated?
yes. There is there's always been a fight about the farm. There's actually two farms. Um, my grandfather died in 2014, and then his son inherited. So after joining the real world, I had the guts to sit down with my uncle and actually tell him like, hey, this is my plans. I actually want to fix this place up and make something of it because it's going to shit. Sorry for my language, but it is.
Oh,
Like,
good.
nobody cares about this place. I'm the only one who cares. So we had a long talk. I told him my plans, the self sustainability, what I want to create with this place, every little aspect that of my plans. And we sat down and we signed a contract that I get half, and as soon as he dies, I'll get the other half. So it's a good start.
Hmm. Interesting. Um, okay, so why are you so invested into the farm? Because you're saying no one else cares. You're the only one who cares.
Yeah.
Is it just the type of
Uh,
living you want to live,
that
or is it
too,
more?
yes, that too. And I guess I want to prove a point
Hmm.
because all my life, all of my family members have just been looking down on me, and they're like, "Oh, yo, you're not going to be anything. You know, you're useless." So it's a half. It's half that this is my dream and I really want to do this and I'm really interested in it. And the other half is just to tell them,
Hmm.
here I am, I'm above. Now
Interesting.
you were wrong,
Hmm. And how long have you been owning the farm now? How long has it been and looking after it?
Hasn't been that long. Let me just think. It's probably almost a year,
So
close
how's
to
that
there.
journey
It's
been?
a few months. I think it's 8, 9, 10 months around
Okay.
there.
We can say a year, round up if need
Yeah, we
be.
can say a year,
So yeah,
yes.
how has that journey been from when you first took over?
Wow, a
The
huge journey,
mindset there
yeah.
as well. How has that evolved over time? And just in terms of what you implemented as well on that farm. Just yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
wondering the evolution of the farm in that 1 year.
Okay, so before I moved back from the city, I came here and I moved back when 4 months ago, June, May. I moved back here in May, and all the crops were dead. The trees were in seriously bad condition. Like I'm talking about branches that's broken. It's dirty all over. The grass needs to be cut. They haven't had water in like
Hmm.
months. The fruit and vegetable garden was just sand, there wasn't any life. So everything was really down to shit here. So the first month I spent on the land where the crops are, the lucerne. And I had a friend that has the implements to actually plant the seeds and all that,
Hmm.
help me out. So we planted and made sure the sprinkler systems are working. And now it's pretty and green there again. The trees, I'm still busy watering them and cleaning up around them. So that's probably going to be like another month, maybe 2 months work. And I planted some vegetables yesterday after preparing the garden, making sure that the ground is good, and threw some chalk on the ground because the ground was extremely sour. So it's been a journey so far. I've been extremely busy. And then on the other hand, the weed trees that I have to take care of every day because they're very needy. And then I'm busy with the chicken coop to get some livestock in here. And later on, I'm going to get into getting some cows again
Hmm.
and just go forward with that.
Interesting. So a lot of work involved in it. So it's something
Oh,
that is giving
sure.
you purpose for now as well. Would you say?
Hmm. Definitely. Definitely, definitely. And then in between, I have my job as well. So
Mhm.
it's juggling.
Okay, very interesting. And you said quite a few times now about the real world, some lessons from it benefiting you with the previous things
Yes.
you talked about. So let's delve into that now. What did you go through? What lessons did you go through when you joined the real world? How did they benefit you
Well,
as well?
first, when I first joined, they have this
Mhm.
questionnaire so that they can find the perfect campus for you. So they told me that I should join the creative campus, the
Mhm.
content, yes. So I did, and I started with that and learned about that, learned about AI and CapCut and how to edit your videos, which has also helped me, especially with the videos that I make, teaching people how to grow things and what not to do and what to do and when and where, all those things. It has
Mhm.
really helped me improve my video editing skills. Just my laptop broke the other day, so I have to get a new laptop someday, well, sometime. And then after that, well, not after that, in between studying the creative side, I joined the business mastery one,
Mhm.
with the business mastery and the sales mastery and the social skills, all that. Um, I'm about almost through all the lessons there. And I finished all my lessons in the creative campus. It's just the lessons, few of them are still locked, like the interview one, like when I
Mhm.
sent you, that's still locked, so I still have to do that. And then I joined the freelancing side and the crypto, and that's what I'm busy with now.
Okay, interesting. So, also keeping you occupied, all those lessons, learning new knowledge. How has that benefited you learning those skills?
Really, really well. It has really made me stand out, especially like if I take my job for instance, it has really made me stand out as a salesperson. Like people coming back and actually looking for me to do the sale for them to help them find the product, because I'm friendly and I have high energy, exactly what needs to be there. And I really delve deeper into them. Like I ask for their number, and after a few days, I ask them, if your product's okay, if it's fine, if everything is good, if your car is working. I really check in afterwards. So I do the extra mile for my
Mhm.
customers, and the real world has taught me to do that. So it's really improving. And with the fitness side as well, like um, doing my training every morning, it's made me a lot stronger. Like I can feel it while working with the heavy implements here. Like every day it gets lighter and lighter. So
Mhm.
really, it's great.
Right. Okay, good. So a very positive experience. What about the community within the real world? Have you interacted much with
Community.
them, or did you
Oh,
prefer to just go through lessons?
the community. I've sent a few messages before. I haven't sent my wins yet. I'm still waiting, like,
Hmm.
for the right time because I
Hmm.
want to do a whole collage and put my story there with my trees looking good and all that. So I'm giving that like maybe a week or two more before I'm going to post my wins. But so far, I've been focusing more on the lessons and I've been joining live calls and
Hmm.
all that, especially with Professor Arno.
Right.
It's been great. Yeah.
Okay. What would you say was the biggest challenge you faced when maybe trying to implement those lessons you were learning?
Well, I would say at first, my confidence really, because I used to always fall over my words and all that stupid ass shit. So that was really a challenging part for me because I grew up here in the middle of nowhere. I never really had that opportunity to socialize much. Even in school, I was never really one to stand out and talk to people. I was always the one-sided one. So it would have been my confidence and the ability to actually talk to people, but it's so much better now, and my
Hmm.
words are coming smoother out of my mouth, and it's great. So that was the biggest challenge, is,
Good,
but
good.
I've
Okay.
overcome it.
Yeah, good.
I overcame it, so that's all that matters.
All right. And let me know, or actually, just however comfortable you are going into this, how different is your average day now then compared to before you joined the real world?
How different is that?
Is your average day now compared to before you joined the real world?
Very different. Before joining, I wasn't really motivated to do anything. I was depressed, back when I thought depression exists, and before I learned that it's just in your mind. So I was really struggling, like getting on with my day. I was sitting at home, gaming, just not doing anything. I went to work, but I just went to work because work was work. It wasn't that I'm going to work and I'm going to be killing it today. So it was very mundane and really, really bad,
Hmm.
but it's a lot better now. And it's only been a few months. Imagine over a year and or
Hmm.
2 years. It's really, really going to be an amazing change.
Exactly.
It's already been an amazing change.
Right. So, where do you see your life heading in the short term, medium term, and long term?
Well, at the moment, it's going places. It's really going places. Like as soon as I finish here with the crops and everything is back on standard the way it should be, then I'm really trying to find a job in USA because it's good money to come back to South Africa with. And then I want to buy some properties and rent that out,
Hmm.
obviously property. And with that money, I'm going to be focusing more on the community that I want to build. I'm going to be getting people in to help me on the farm. And with that, I will give them homes and food every night to make
Hmm.
sure they have that. And yeah, I just want to teach people to go back to their roots like it used to be, self sustainability before everything just went down with
Hmm.
food and everything that's so expensive nowadays. And just want people to really see that there are good out there and you don't need to be brainwashed and you don't have to be a slave to be alive.
Hmm.
So that's where it's heading, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be happening soon. I can feel it in my bones. I'm definitely trying every day to get my ass in USA, but I'm not losing hope.
Hmm. Interesting. So, what you said about feeling feeling alive. So, yeah, going back to the not primal state,
Roots.
but close, maybe saying to that primal state of living from
Yeah,
self-sustainably.
basically, like instead of buying things from each other, we
Hmm.
trade. And if you want food, we go hunt for it, or we just go to the garden and we take a few things out. Just that again. It's
When when did you decide that that's what you wanted to do, build a community like that, and what was the reason
it's
for it?
been like that my entire life. I've always had this drive in me to want to do that because I want to help others. I want to be the light, like Andrew is the light in other people. Like I want to be that for the people here because around us, especially in this town, there's a lot of poverty, a lot. And I want to show them that there's good in this world. And like I said, you don't have to be slaves to have that piece of food in the world.
Hmm.
So it's been like that always. But like I said, I lost drive for some time, but now I have that again. And it's getting really close to the community thing. It's getting there.
Right. Interesting. Now, a bit of a tangent. As a farmer, could you tell me about pesticides and things that maybe different countries add to the crops? Is it something you do? As in, is it normal to add pesticides? Are you just doing it
Yes,
organically?
yes, of
What's your
course.
view on
We
all of
we
this?
well we use organic pesticides.
Hmm.
I forgot the name. It starts with an I.
Hmm.
Um, but basically it's like 100% organic.
Hmm.
Different plants are thrown in there and some I don't know some liquid, but it's like not chemical at all.
Right.
So about once a month, I'll go with my backpack, the spray backpack
Hmm.
thing, and I'll just walk through the trees and spray it with that. With the crops, the lucerne, um, we throw some chemicals. It's still very safe into the water, into like the dam we have here. And then as soon as I put the water on, it just goes through the water onto the plants.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
it's diluted as well.
Right. Okay, so in your way, organic. What do you know about other farmers, though, or other maybe in other countries, or maybe in your country? Do you look into how other people do things, or do you just focus purely on your own farm?
Yes, I do. But most of them use chemical-based like pesticides. So and especially they're really hard on machinery with their crops. Um, the only machine that I use is to cut the grass with. So I'll take the
Hmm.
tractor, put that thing on, the grass cutter, and
Yep.
then just clean up between the trees. But if I really need to like have a baler um, or some bigger implement, I'll just call my friend up and he'll bring his stuff over and help me with it. And then I just give him like a
Hmm.
small amount for the help. But I mostly do everything with my hands and with some
Hmm.
help, obviously. Um, so yes, but
And
I'm
then
not really
you.
sure how other. I just know they work a lot with machinery,
Okay.
and like I'm also very, um, you know, with Mother Nature, and I don't want to be
Mhm.
damaging the earth, especially with global warming. So I choose to keep off the machinery and just,
Okay.
go organic and or with my hands. So it's
Okay.
harder work, yes, but
Yeah.
I think for me it makes it at the end of the day more worth it because I actually really put a lot of work in for it to finally
Hmm.
get there where it will be.
Right. And you sell those crops as well, or is it more for your own, like a
It's more
local
for my own,
community?
especially with the lucerne. I will sell when when the crops are ready, then I
Hmm.
will be selling to other farmers if they need it. With the pecans, I do sell it to depots and then they export it to like China or wherever they export it to. So with the pecans, I really, really make big bucks. But like I said, they're in terrible condition now, and I'm just trying to get them back to being healthy trees again.
Hmm.
So I'll probably be getting profit off from them somewhere next year
Hmm.
because pecan season is over now. So it's gonna be starting in July and then all the way until August again. So it's still some time, but it's worth it.
Okay, interesting. Because yeah, I was just wondering in terms of since you're in that industry, just yeah, wanted to see maybe in terms of legislations or other things, how safe farming is in a way, in
It's
terms of
not
everything
safe.
used on the crops,
It's
everything.
really, especially in South Africa, because we have a lot of farm murders, right?
Have a
I
lot of
don't
what,
know if
sorry?
you have you never heard about that?
But I
Probably
didn't
not.
hear have a lot of what?
Oh, sorry. In South Africa, we have a lot of farm murders.
Farm murderers, do you say?
Yeah, farm murders.
Oh.
So that's what we call it. It's literally, I don't know why it's happening. Our government is shit show, really shit show.
Mhm,
So what happens is black people, target white farmers.
mhm,
Like, no racism, no nothing. They target them because of the land, because the land's
mhm,
valuable and they want their land back. So it's really a big issue with farm murders in South Africa. Like, I'm talking about a few thousand every few months. It's bad, bad.
wow.
So it's not the safest industry to work in. I mean, especially if you're using heavy equipment as well. I mean,
Alright.
I it was a few years ago and I was working with one of my friends on his crops and one of the other farm workers got his hand stuck in a blade and he lost his entire arm. So if you're
Mhm.
not careful, yeah, it's not games. It's really, really hard work, not too safe, but we're
Alright.
fairly safe here,
Okay.
fairly.
Interesting. Okay, so yeah, learned something new there as well. Okay, thank you for those insights, Chris. I
You're
think
more than welcome.
I'm happy to wrap up here with a final question. So,
Great.
for people who are unsure about joining the real world because maybe they think it could be a scam for the $50, what
Mm.
advice would you have to them?
I would tell them that it's most definitely not a scam. It's a real place with real people. It's a different realm with brothers that are united together, just motivating and encouraging each other day by day. You get to have a lot of knowledge out of the courses. It's really worth the $50, definitely, because you learn so much and you have a community that stands behind you no matter what. It's great. It has changed my life for the better, and I know it will keep on changing my life for the better.
Mhm,
And soon, I'm already on top, and soon I'm gonna be way up high, and it's all thanks to the real world. So I would really encourage everybody, anybody, male, female, teenager, to join because you won't regret it. It's going to be life changing. You just have to put in the work, really stay committed, and then you'll be good to go.
mhm. Beautifully put, and yeah, completely agree. So thank you for that. And for people who want to find out more about you or contact you, where can they do so?
So they could just send me an email at chriskutsia0721@gmail.com, or they can go check out my Instagram, bossmuscle, .co.za. Yeah, it's a bush muscle because I thought it
Mhm.
would be really funny.
So yeah, we'll add the Instagram then and the email to the description of the video. Anyone who's interested can check that. In future as well, if you do start maybe a YouTube channel or anything else, I will add it. If you'll just send me the link to it in future, I'll also add it to the video. So anyone who's watching in a month or so, maybe you'll see a link to a YouTube channel as well in the description. Who knows? Okay,
Sounds
so yeah,
perfect.
Chris, appreciate your time. Thank you for the insights on life as a farmer, how the real world has impacted you. Super cool to hear all the positive impacts of the Tate brothers, and of the
It
real
is
world on your life. And I look forward to seeing in future as well how much more it will continue impacting you and how that will involve you as a person.
definitely much more. Watch this space.